What's up, everybody, and welcome to STI Love to Drive. We're about to take a short drive down 30A from Highway 98 in Florida, across the strip, down to a little spot called Blue Mountain Beach, right over near Grayton Beach State Park in the Gulf Coast of Florida. And I'm just going to, talk for a few minutes about my experience in the first real road trip and long-term test of the STi, since I just hit right around 10,000 miles, or I'm at like 9,900 miles right now on the new build. So real quick before I start this off, I got the car back in January I bought it last June and had the motor rebuilt last winter. Got it back January 2026, broke it in, went on a very light road trip just about a month ago. That was like the first real kind of long drive test. It was a couple hour drive away for a weekend. And outside of that, I've just been driving it as though it's my daily driver, which was my intent all along. And the primary reason why, when I had it built, it was in an instance of all of the weak spots minus the closed deck, which I wish I would have closed the deck now looking back. But regardless, it's built from a bottom and top end standpoint. It has a new turbo, new intercooler, new radiator, fuel injectors, fuel pump. It is set up so that it doesn't have the same issues as an original build EJ257 does with the oil system. So there are some IAG components added into the mix as well. It has a competition clutch. So I've just been driving it with the fairly conservative tune around 360 wheel horsepower, as though it's just my normal car, because that's the whole reason why I got it and why I wanted to have someone like Ecotech do the build from day one. I may in the future have another car purely as a project that I build with my son, but for the car that I'm taking out on long road trips across the country, I really just wanted to have it built by someone that I know can do the job well, and I'll be able to trust the outcome. So here we go. We drove from St. Louis all the way up here down to the Gulf Coast. It's about 750 miles. You can split it into 2 days. Ideally, we did that on the way down. And on the second day, landed right around Highway 98 over here by Fat Daddy's Pizza, and then traveled down Highway 30A, which, if you're unfamiliar with this area, this is just down the road from a place called Seaside, which is where the Truman Show was filmed. And those who are unfamiliar with the Truman Show, this is a Jim Carrey film. So that was filmed in Seaside, right over here. So we visited Seaside. We drove through there a few different times, but ultimately stayed between Grayton Beach and Blue Mountain Beach. So in the video that we're about to see, we're starting right here and then driving down along the coast over here past Blue Mountain Beach, past Redfish Lake, and it's a really great spot. Highly recommended if you have a chance to go to that area and vacation. And I just realized that I was not sharing that entire time. So, wow, my bad. My bad. This is what we were looking for. Whoops. Right here, from St. Louis all the way down, but we're gonna start right here. Drive down 30A. That's this road all along the coast. And as I was mentioning, but did not show, Seaside over here is where the Truman Show was filmed and based. And you can actually go visit the Truman House. Pretty cool. So yeah, let's get into the video and I'll chat a little bit about my experience on the drive. One of my biggest apprehensions going into this was being able to find 93 octane gas along the way, but that ended up not really being an issue at all, since I averaged right around 20 miles per gallon, would start thinking about filling up at the quarter of a tank point in time, and then just started watching for signs for like Shell, Mobil, Quick Trip, any reputable name brand spot that I knew that I should be able to trust what they have. And no place that I went along the entire trip had below 93 as their highest. So that was fantastic. Worked out very well. Obviously, I have the access port, and if I had found some like 91 octane, I could just pull back some timing and call it good, and we would have been totally fine. Like, even if that happened, I'm not looking really at all on the entire trip to go wide open throttle. This was not, like, I was paranoid enough about some other things that I went into this just thinking, I'm going to try to get the best gas mileage I can with the least amount of risk to damaging the car in whatever way may come to fruition. And it was totally flawless. I had no problems at all. Intake air temps on the highway were right around 100 degrees. Coolant temps between 190 and 200 regularly. The only time I noticed it consistently going above 200 and maybe maxing out around 208 was when I was building boost in 5th or 6th gear between like 65 and 80 miles per hour. I just noticed, like, if I started to build some load on the engine just to get up a hill or something like that and maybe avoid downshifting, didn't like that. So I definitely was not pushing it very hard at all. And if I did need to pass somebody, then I would downshift into a gear where I knew I was going to be right around 4 grand. It starts building boost around 3,500 or even lower, but I'm not trying to lay into the throttle above 4th gear. Like, if I'm in 4th gear at 3,500, yeah, then I'll start to roll onto it, and it builds boost pretty quick, and I'll get around just about anybody. But beyond that, like, when you're just cruising in the STI with the 6-speed on a 70 mile an hour highway and at 80-ish miles per hour, it does not like that very much at all. Especially if you go like a little bit higher than that and it's right on the edge of wanting to spool up, and in my estimation transition into more of like, hey, we should be building boost now, not like pulling back on partial throttle to just limp the car along. Below 3,000, totally fine. You get up above 3 grand, between 3 and 3,400, it gets squirrely and is not a very happy place unless you're deciding to start getting and lay into the throttle in an appropriate gear. So that it's not really like that big of a problem in my opinion, other than it's not comfortable. It's not like, yes, this is a great experience, a smooth cruise down the highway, which I don't care about. Some people do, and I guess that's probably why a lot of people say it's just one reason why the STi is not the most comfortable car to drive. It's very rigid, it's unforgiving, and you feel just about everything. So know what you're getting into. But on the flip side of that, it's super capable, and I love being able to take it on a road trip and have space in the back, throw the roof box up top, have plenty of storage. That like the roof box is a game changer for sure. I'm really glad to have picked one of those up, and it was really easy to get that all set up. It's just I've got the OE Subaru roof rack and Yakima roof box. Don't recall exactly which model it is, but it has like the newer generation of quick connect mounts on it. No issues at all. I would just periodically check it. Like I had it on the car for 3 days before we left. So I was driving around town with it on top, and right before we left, I double checked it to make sure that the mounts were torqued properly. It like they weren't loose. I couldn't move it, but I was able to torque it down a little bit more, and it was fine. I checked it along the way every time we stopped on the way down, and then just rechecked it before we left on the way back in terms of retorquing the mounts, and there were no issues at all. So yeah, it worked out really well. You can see it bouncing around up in the top right hand side of the screen there as we approach what should be some beach view here pretty soon down along 30A. So yeah, the overall trip, again, it's supposed to be set up in a way that it is like OEM plus, I guess you could say, just in terms of the performance and what I want out of my car, my project slash daily driver. It is everything that I wanted in terms of performance and also like the usability wise, because there are many road trips to come, and the reliability that I've seen so far has been great. I didn't burn any oil that I can tell along the entire trip, and even since the last oil change. So everything, cross your fingers, so far is solid with the build. I could not be more happy and thankful from Ecotech for all the help that they have provided along the way. They, before I went on the road trip, did kind of like a look over across the vehicle to make sure nothing seemed out of place, and everything post rebuild was solid and ready to roll. So yeah, this area, I'll just touch on it real quick as we're driving down kind of through the main strip here. Didn't see a whole lot of like, I don't know, performance cars. There's a lot of low-key performance cars because just about any turbocharged crossover or even truck or SUV now can be pretty quick. But there was no like, I don't know, there were a couple Porsches and various other, like that Volkswagen that just drove by. But no, nothing crazy out of the ordinary. A lot of these golf carts, people cruising around on those, or electric motorcycles, little dirt bikes and scooters. Just a beautiful area, in my opinion. And I'm curious if anybody in the audience goes down to this spot. I didn't realize, I guess it's more popular than I was aware of, because I hadn't really heard of it before maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but now that I'm back from vacation and talking to people, there's a lot of people I know that have been here recently and many times in the past. So drop a comment below if you've been down here, if you road trip to this area, or if you know of other spots kind of like this, because to me, yeah, the STi, the cars in general, performance cars don't like this type of climate, but I do. I'll go down there and hang out and fish all the time and just chill, eat some good food. That's the way to do it. So we're currently, I believe, approaching Blue Mountain Beach area. Yeah, local catch. You can see this lake up ahead. This one right here, Big Redfish Lake. Right here. I think actually that was a different one. That was the bridge that we just crossed over, I believe. There may have been one other Subaru I saw down there. And now that I think about it, I think it was just more like I heard it. And you know, that's a very distinct sound. You know it when you hear it. Just a beautiful area, though. Could not have asked for better weather. And we drove down to Panama Beach as well. I took a pontoon boat across this area that I don't know. I probably wouldn't have made that my first choice as a way to spend the day, but it ended up being, it was good. I've never even driven a motorized boat before, and I'll just show you real quick what we did. So, whoops, this was right over here, Panama City Beach, about an hour drive, right over here. So Panama City, and then we came over here to this area, and they've literally just let people, I guess if you're over 36, yeah, 36-ish. If you were born before 1988, you don't have to have a boat license. And you don't have to get a temporary boat license. And we departed from like right over here. See all these pontoon boats? Yeah. We took those out and came out of this area. Keep in mind, I've never operated a motorboat, and the last time that I was on a boat was a canoe in a river. So, kind of nerve-wracking, to say the least. We come out here, cross the bay, so there's like traffic coming in and out of here. And it was super windy, and there was a storm coming in from over here. So it's like a race against time to navigate through this. I'm looking for like these green and red markers to stay within the right channel of traffic, and then we cross the bay and come all the way over here. Dude, this is pretty, like, yeah, that's kind of a small dock, but I don't know, it's something like 5 or 6 miles one way. we made it. It was fine. We literally pulled up to this right around, it was right around out in here, threw the anchor down and set up, and then the storm hit like right as we parked there for a couple hours. But yeah, it's called Shell Island. I've digressed far away from the car stuff at this point, but if you're still watching, it's probably interesting to you. It was a really good waves that day for sure, like some easily 5 to 6 footers, and then also the day after that. But yeah, I drove more than just the STi. I drove a pontoon boat across St. Andrew Bay. I don't know. That's not my thing. I don't even like open water. I'm more than happy hanging out right down here with the boogie board or a skim board. I don't like open water at all, so it is what it is. I guess I'll close it out on that note and drive down the strip here a little bit longer. I'll link my other channel as well in the description. I've got some videos from the trip that I took with the GoPro down at the beach. Shows kind of the walk down to the beach and then also a sunrise and some other cool stuff if you're into nature or peaceful videos. So take care. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.